Hey everybody, it's Rachel from Cybersports Network, and it has been exactly 1 year since I have last interviewed Benjamin Fishstix Goldhaber. Ben, tell me about the past year.
It's been wild, man. So much has happened in the last year. Esports has gone from this to this. Twitch has gone from this to this. Actually, Twitch didn't even exist back then.
That is a true story. Back then, it was Justin TV days, and for those of you who do not know, this is Fishstix on your Twitch TV chat. He pops up. He's got the little screwdriver wrench next to his name, and he's usually being like a kind of a jerk. So that's how you know it's Fishstix. He's got a lot of strong opinions about the fighting game community. He's been involved in a lot of stuff this year. What particular areas of esports have you been involved in as a Twitch employee? Well,
yeah, the fighting game community a lot. I've spent a lot of time going to events, but of course we've been to MLGs, we've been to PAX, I've been to pretty much everything in North America and a few European events as well. But you know, all I'm really here for is to support each of these communities as best as Twitch can possibly do, and you know, we're happy to be supporting IPL as well.
Well, can you tell me a little bit about your involvement in the fighting game community? Because I know, like, you have been pouring a lot of energy into growing the FGC as sort of a more official entity.
Well, sure. Twitch has sponsored actually pretty much every major over the last 8 months or so. I believe there's still a ton of potential for growth in the fighting game community, so we're trying to see how we can help out, and whether that be sponsorships, whether with bar fights we did something pretty cool with Fight of the Night. We're trying to just get innovative as best as we can with the money that we do have, and help out the fighting game community. Pushing every major to the front page as well. If I'm not at the event, you'll probably see me in stream chat.
Well, what is your personal involvement with the FGC that sort of made you take this sympathetic view towards them? What is your history in fighting games, I guess?
I wouldn't call it a sympathetic view. It really, like, NCR 8, the NorCal Regionals, was right in my backyard before I joined Justin TV. It was actually one of the first gaming events I ever went to, even though I never really played Street Fighter or any of those games. I got into watching all the streams. I got to know a lot of the streamers and the players through doing a project called Gamescast way back in the day. I think we maybe mentioned that in the last interview a year ago. But I just got to know everyone through Gamescast, and I really enjoy going to the tournaments, meeting the players, and especially watching the streams. So I don't know. I've made a lot of friends in the fighting game community, and that's really what's been the motivation to try to push forward there.
Well, pre-Twitch, you were involved heavily in the Quake community, and I know one of the major things that's been lacking at these esports tournaments is a competitive FPS.
Yep.
So what have you been looking at lately, and have you had anything that's really comparable to Quake come up?
Well, the easy answer for me is Tribes. I started playing Tribes in 1998 when I was 10 or 11, so I'm really excited to see Tribes coming out. It's free to play, so it's got a large fan base, and the developers are really willing to support the game as a competitive platform. So that to me says more than almost anything else. Free to play, we've seen what it can do for League of Legends, and when the developers actually support their game, embed the stream into their game client, give money to tournaments and stuff like that, it goes so far. So I mean, right now CS:GO's on the horizon, but not too many players like it. And I think Tribes is unique. It's different. It's got a really high skill ceiling, and there's a lot of people playing right now. So that's the game I'm focusing a lot of my attention on. That's actually the game I'm playing almost exclusively these days. After we got knocked out in After Hours Gaming League, Day 9's league for tech companies, I kind of stopped practicing StarCraft, so I'm basically just playing Tribes exclusively these days. So there you go.
Well, we talked about what new game esports needs to fill that FPS void, but streaming has been probably the biggest factor of growth in new games lately. We saw that with Kingdom of Ire or whatever game it was.
Yeah.
Amalur, excuse me. I wouldn't have even known the title at all had it not been for Day 9 and another major esports figure streaming that. So what can new games coming out do to optimize themselves for Twitch and optimize themselves for an esports audience, just display-wise?
Well, one of the main things is making a good spectator mode. If you look at some AAA titles like Battlefield, Bad Company didn't have a spectator mode, Battlefield 3 didn't have a spectator mode, and even though there's this large group of players who is interested in playing, you got guys from old school teams, Team 3D, you've got 50 Cal coming back and playing, you've got Hot coming back and playing. These are all old legacy teams, but the game didn't really it didn't really grow as an esport because there's no way to view it. So obviously a spectator mode is the most important first step as far as I'm concerned. But then the next steps are equally as important once you get that first step, and that would be doing what Riot does, promoting the tournaments, promoting the streams, and just fully supporting the game as a competitive title.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. Is there anything you'd like to cover that we might have missed?
Well, I mean, IPL is amazing. This event is amazing. Vegas is probably the best place for an esports event possible. Like, I haven't had to leave the hotel once. I just go up and down the elevator, food, the event, my hotel room is all right there, and then the club is right over there that we're going to tonight. So, I mean, it's really fantastic to see IPL here doing a really good job. The stream numbers have been fantastic. I only expect them to get better tomorrow. So, I'm really happy to be here at IPL. Really happy to be supporting esports in general. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Fishstix.
We absolutely will. I follow him. He's pretty funny. Guys, check him out. This is Ben Fishstix Goldhaber. He works for Twitch TV. He powers the machine that keeps esports running. And I'm Rachel from Cyber Sports Network. Thanks for watching.